What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and I have noticed that I've messed up very, very badly. And so, in doing my recap, I just realized that over the winter, all of our livestock died because we didn't have any wheat straw left. Now, this wasn't something that could have been avoided anyways, aside from planting a bigger wheat field at the beginning of the game, which quantitatively I thought we were good. Unfortunately, between making beds, which was this job over here, we appear to have made too many mattresses, and it starved all of our animals, so that was idiot move of the day. I have drank several swigs of the punishment beer. If in case you're wondering, the punishment beer is Pabst, so rest assured I didn't enjoy it at all. No, I love Pabst, whatever. I'm a redneck, it works out. Whatever, if it gets you drunk, man. But anyways, in this episode, so that's going to be a major inconvenience for us. The problem there is that we are now going to have to spend this next year regaining all the stuff that we already had. And so I think what I'm going to do is the next time we get a merchant, I've made a bunch of trade goods and things so that we can get back up on our feet as fast as we can. Like the next 3 concurrent trade merchants, I'm just going to try and buy out all of their stock as quickly as possible. You'll note that everybody down here has weapons. That tower shield turned out to be a bust, and it was worth way too much. It was like 4,000. I think it was, the shield itself was worth 4,000, and I didn't know this, but the tower shield's like a two-handed weapon, and so I guess it's for a guy who's just supposed to like hold a pass and like stand there with his shield and just block blows for other people, I guess. So I made him a normal shield, and everything is working out great. We got Clobbles over here doing her thing. She's still missing pauldrons, but I have all the greaves and the pauldrons being made right now, and so we should be fully armored by the end of at least this episode, I think. We shouldn't have anybody else needing any new gear. We'll keep an eye on it. Your gear can be destroyed. Just one of those little stipulations that I'd like to make is that as you play the game, as you take like bigger and bigger blows, your gear can be destroyed, which means we'll have to recraft it and make new ones. I've also given the standing order throughout our entire kingdom that every man shall be required, and every woman shall be required to wear a skull helmet from now on, because in lieu of not having any barn animals, we've had to sell our souls to the Skull Devil so that we can get enough food to survive the year. And so one of the big parts of our Skull Devil contract is that we all have to wear skulls now. Every single one of us. Every day we have to do like this little chant where we're like, Skull Devil, Skull Devil, for like 5 minutes out in the field. We have to light torches. The Rag Kingdom has been looking at us kind of funny out of the corner of their eye. They've been like, I think Nompton's losing it. I think this society may be folding inwards on itself. But you know what? They can judge all they want. We got the Skull Devil on our side. And it's pretty metal. I mean, it's really metal to have the Skull Devil on your side. I'm interested in doing a test run right here. I am going to give an attack order to attack this bear, and we're just going to see what happens. I am really interested to see if it's going to be something we can accomplish. It appears to be running from us. Oh, we got it cornered. Oh, you're bleeding already, you dumb bastard. How are you bleeding already? You're like in 50 feet of plate mail. Ah, well. Cancel the attack order. Whatever. The attack is off! Cancel the attack! Alright, back to base! Beer time! Everybody get your wine! He ran too far away. I don't want to fight something that's running away from me. It makes me feel guilty. And so there, our wheat field has finally come to fruition. So, that's bad. That's really, really bad that we lost all of our livestock. On the plus side, it did supply us with nearly 90% of all the skulls we needed to get our entire culture totally outfitted in badass skulls. The other weird thing is that if your livestock dies of starvation, can't butcher it. It just vanishes and like leaves a skull on the ground, and you end up with like 500 yak skulls. I don't know. We have llama skulls too, but you don't want to be that guy with a llama skull. The yak skulls, I wish they had horns on them. That'd be even cooler. Anyways, everybody's got their skulls on. Everybody's looking like Ghost Rider. Sitting around being like, penitent gaze, or whatever the hell that thing is called. I don't remember. I don't read Ghost Rider. It's one of those comics that I've never gotten around to. I read Punisher, I read Deadpool, and I read Thor. And I read Batman on and off, but those are pretty much my main comics right there. I was thinking about branching out, and I've been one of those people that just talks mad trash about Superman all the time. Just like, yeah, Superman's lame. But I started reading Superman, and he's not so bad. I think Superman has like this weird habit that he's consistently has bad writers. That's what I've noticed more than anything, now that I've started to read like the different Superman graphic novels, and I'm like, it's not necessarily Superman's fault that he just like doesn't have good writers ever. It just seems like a lot of the stories are kind of meh. Mr. Cuddlesworth has passed out from what? From exhaustion. That's weird. Where has he passed out at? It brought me to here. Mr. Cuddlesworth, where are you, Mr. Cuddlesworth? I believe. Smash Nasty. Where'd he go? This is weird. Why did it teleport me? Hold on, let's go back to our event log here. Well... I don't see Cuddlesworth anywhere. There he is. No, that's Clobbles. Where the hell is Cuddlesworth? So Smash Nasty and... Oh my god, you're gonna make me do this. Alright, well, let's find our friend here before... It says he's over here. Are they sleeping in the same space? That's gotta be what it is. They're sleeping in the same space right now, and it doesn't show opacity, so it's only showing the gnome that's in the front. Okay. It should be fine. That means we need more beds, though, which is going to be largely kind of a derivation of how many beds we can get up and going from the wheat straw that we have at the moment. How much does a mattress take, so that I don't make the same mistake twice? I mean, we don't have any animals right now, but it takes 2 straw. Alright, well, we've got like an entire harvest waiting to come in, so let me put some more beds down, because people are falling asleep on the ground, and that's not good. So at least like 3 more beds. There we go. And so those will be the beds that we work on right now. I've got to take this work order a lot slower. I've decided what I'm going to do with the top part of this building. I'm going to turn it into an open air workspace. And so I think this is where I'm going to relocate all of my woodworking to in the future. And I'm going to put up some kind of retaining wall around it, I think. So let's do that first. So we'll go to the wall building menu and we will build some, not log walls. We don't need log walls. That'll look weird. That won't be proper. The building's made out of stone. So let's keep it out of stone. Let's see here. I think we're going to go with block. And we can only do 1 at a time. So there we go. We're going to do like castellations or something right here, or whatever the hell they're called. I don't feel like that's going to work out okay on one side, but we'll make it work. That's part of the secret to a game like this, is making it work. There we go. And so now that that job has been done, what we can do is I'm actually going to put a bunch of workshops up and in here. I was thinking about filling it all together, but I think we could put like 2 woodworkers up here, like 2 sawmills, basically everything we're going to need for the remainder of the game so that we never have to redo this again, or I can build another separate building for it. I think I'll veto it for right now, just because I don't want to spend too much time on it, especially since our log supply is looking a little bit low. We're still waiting for some of our trees to regrow, and I don't want to do any further deforestation right now because, as you can tell, we've pretty much eliminated all the useful stuff that's been around. However, all of our civilian buildings are going to be made out of stone from now on, so that's the other thing, is we are definitely going to need some more stone. Cool. I'm happy about it. I think the building looks good. I think it's looking mighty sexy right now, except for the weird part like where the sun never shines on certain areas of the building. That's okay. The sun never shines on certain areas of my body, so that's fine. I don't judge building. You can keep whatever parts of you want concealed from the sun. To hell with the sun. Sun doesn't matter. Sun's a bastard. Let's go ahead, and our wheat crop is still coming in. We've got the 4 beds built right there. Hopefully people will start migrating in this direction once we start to see... Well, once everybody starts to get the idea that sleeping on a bed is way better than sleeping on wheat straw on the floor. But we are going to have to get a good wheat straw supply before we buy any more animals, too. That's the other thing that I'm kind of worried about. So we've got wheat straw in there. My guess is that they depleted the trough or something when I gave all those work orders, but they didn't build any of the beds either, so I'm a little bit confused how all of our livestock died without us getting any beds out of it. So maybe they didn't even build the beds, because there's no extra mattresses either. They're still having to make the mattresses from scratch here, so... A little bit of kind of conflicting reports occurring, but whatever. We've got enough farmers now to where all this is going to go pretty quickly anyways. The harvests and everything should take minimal amounts of time. That could also be the problem, is that they're throwing all the wheat straw in the trough before anything else can get done, but I don't know. I just don't know anymore. How many bars are we rocking with right now? Because every single episode I'm like, how many bars do we have? I ask that question more than a dealer, and it's like... Why don't I ever... I should probably just track this. That would be the smart thing to do. But I never do it. We've got 45 bronze bars. How many more work orders are left to be done over here? None. And so we're good. Let's go ahead and go through our entire military and make sure that everybody indeed has everything that they need. So that's what I like to see. A big old block of text. Big old block of text. And then we had Cuddlesworth and Smash Nasty. Where is Clobbles at? Clobbles? Make your fine self available for my perusal. Well, Clobbles appears to be missing, but whatever. Clobbles might still be sleeping. I have no idea. Let's take a look at her skills so you guys can get a feel for how much they've been training. She's at 25 hammer right now, which is pretty good, up from 15 hammer when she first started. And I think that's going to be... I'd like to get her up to 35 before we get our first big kind of row of mantises, or our first big group of mants. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's where I would prefer to have things. Food and drink supply looking okay right now. None of our orchards have gotten done. They've been growing now for... They were going for a good season, I think, before winter hit. I don't know. I may be recounting things a little bit wrong here. I do have the tendency to do that. However, what is this right here? Birch? Okay. Well, everything should turn out okay. I think we will more than likely be alright. I probably need to make another... Let's make one more felling axe. Because I do think that I have... Well, there's extra ones laying right there, so I guess not. Maybe nobody's been doing anything like that lately. It'll probably turn out okay. Now, we don't get our next bit of iron until the 50th floor down, which is cray far down. In fact, it's like a terrifying distance down. One that makes it very, very difficult to get to that level. I think instead, what I'll do is we'll start the next building, which I think... I don't know if I want to build in this direction. Let's build in this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace floors, and we'll get some of our roads going. And our military is pretty much 100% taken care of at this point, in case you were wondering. Not going to be paying a whole lot of attention to military-related things from now on. I need to get these going. I know I did this in the previous episode, but I had to reload a save to check and see what happened with all our yaks and stuff, so... That's what happened there, why all of these roads are no longer placed. We'll put those there. That'll unfortunately take a while to get done as well. It's something that I forgot to re-queue up, but it'll be fine. And with some bit of trepidation, I would say I want to start building a new building, but I don't know where to put it. I mean, I think instead what I'd like to do... Starting the workshop up here, I'm going to wait until our next log supply comes in before I start doing anything too heavily with wood. I know we've been eating away at it very, very slowly, making bronze bars and whatever. And since everybody's equipped, I actually think we can take that work order off the list. And applewood logs. It says we have 51 logs left. They must not be in the stock. That's weird. It only says 7 right here. Let me make sure that that's tracking properly. That's why it's not tracking properly. I was lazy and I was just like, grab everything, whatever, who cares, it'll be fine. Okay, so we have 7 logs. That would explain our problem. Well, we're stuck for a little bit. I don't want to chop down any of my fruit trees. Let's go ahead and get moving. That explains why certain things weren't getting done either. Let's go ahead and get rid of the pines, since that always seems to be my go-to tree to get rid of when there are trees to be destroyed. I don't want to get rid of the fruit trees just because they're useful to me in other capacities. A goblin has been spotted. A goblin. It appears as though we have people who are... We may lose people here because all of our guards are sleeping. I think. Well, our other warriors are either missing or they're in the stairwell somewhere piled up. I don't know where they're at. They're sleeping. So we are hosed. We're gonna lose somebody because our guards went to sleep at exactly the wrong moment. Toast has died. Senya Knight has died. God, that's such a disappointing waste of life. It's almost perfect. It happens so much, too, where it's just like... And the alarm bell doesn't work, by the way, in case you're wondering. If you're saying, just make an alarm bell, it doesn't work. The alarm bell is one of those things that really needs to be visited by the devs from how I've seen it implemented. Basically what the alarm bell does is it puts a bell in here, and any of your engineers can ring it when you get attacked, but what you saw right there is they went straight for our base. So I'm thinking 100% the time is now that we have to make our retaining wall. So let's go ahead and get on that. We don't really have an option. Oh good, you woke up just in time. So who did we lose? We lost Senya Knight and we lost Toast. What did they do? Toast, it doesn't have his job listed, unfortunately. Well, since we don't know what they were for, let's go ahead and butcher the enemy here. so that we can keep our goblin sausage going. And we're down a couple more guys. It's okay because the game does seem to balance at the beginning of seasons to make sure that it does balance out a little bit, but what we need to do now is we definitely need to build our wall. I think I've waited too long in doing this, so we're just going to make a basic stone wall. And what we want to do when we make this thing is first and foremost, we can kind of segment it out the way that we want it. But we also need to remove all of these ramps over here. So first things first, let's go ahead to we're going to go to remove ramp. We're going to get rid of all the ramps on that side of the mountain, or the hill. It's not really a mountain. Anyways, a disappointing loss of life right there. Not happy about it. That looks like a chunky right there. That does not look like goblin blood. That looks like goblin gibs. Anyways, I wish that our guards had been awake right there, but it can't be helped. It's just kind of bad luck being bad luck, and the goblins attacking at a very opportune time when we only had one guard. So that's going to point out a major flaw in our defense in that they can hit us from any direction. What we need to do now is go through and ensure that we have a retaining wall, so that they have to come through here where we will always have a guard posted who will just be kind of kicking it right here and making sure that nothing terrible happens. Alright, and so the first round of retaining wall. And I actually think I'm building that on the wrong layer. I might actually even have the wrong thing selected. Disappointingly enough. Let's go for... there we go. Stone Vol. And for now, all that I really want to do... I don't really want to make any permanent solutions for myself. All that I really want to do right now... is just ensure that they can't get in. Except through a specified route. I'll leave that open a ways because I'll probably widen this out slightly. So let's get rid of that. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to building our wall. And this is going to take a little while. This is going to be one of those projects that is probably going to overqueue my society for a while, but anyways, what can you do about it? And what I may do instead is just make this attached to this building, make it a little bit easier and cleaner for now. And we need to get rid of some of these trees, damn it. I wish that when you gave a build order, you could partially just like handle that without having to... they would just chop down anything that was in the way. Okay, and so there. We've got ourselves our first retaining wall. Obviously, this isn't going to be permanent. I'll make holes in the wall once I decide to extend things out, and we'll just kind of segment off the different areas of our society. And as we grow, we'll put different guard posts in different areas to ensure that we don't end up with goblins coming and hitting us like they just did in very bad places. So, for example, if I had a guard right here, all of the goblins would have aggroed that one guard, and he would have just acted like a bulwark right there until everybody else woke up and was able to help him fight. Unfortunately, because that wasn't the case, it looks like we lost 2 farmers. Because I'm only seeing 2 people work in the fields right now. It could be worse. We could have lost more... losing anybody is disappointing. I'm not happy about it, but... well, actually, losing the farmers might have been a bad thing. That might actually be one of the worst things we could have lost, just given how much farming work there is to get done. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see how the whole thing pans out eventually. So in putting up our wall right here, we need to deforest this too. So let's go ahead and fell a couple trees. Did they get all the logs that were over here? No. Let's go ahead and chop all those down too, just to make sure that we have enough logs to last us for a little while. I've turned off coal. Honey badger's been spotted. They're all gonna go... just monkey nuts on that thing, which is just like bad day to be a honey badger. You remember how hard that fight was before, and just look how easy it is now. Bronze armor, it fixes everything. Make sure that we butcher the corpse to get all the goodies out of it right now, because most people don't know this, but honey badgers are full of all kinds of goodies. They're like little piñatas. They're full of all kinds of good stuff. Candy, honey, that's why they're called honey badgers. They're full of honey, in case you didn't know. The ancient natives used to grab honey badgers and they would just hang them from trees and they would squeeze them every now and again and honey would come out of their mouths. And that's how you kept yourself supplied on honey. The History by Splattercat. The history of honey and also honey badgers. Well, We faced a couple of major setbacks in this episode, but the thing is, you've got to look at the positive side of the whole thing. So we did lose people, but yes, what did it do? Well, it reminded me that my defense was lapse, and while I was focusing on all kinds of cool civic things to get done, I wasn't necessarily paying attention to the things that needed to get done right this second, like putting up a wall. I had been focused on this dumb building for like the last 3 episodes, and that's what it got me, 2 more dead gnomes. And so you just got to look at the positive side. It reminded me of something that needed to get done, and so there it is. Without armor or anything to work on, I'm a little bit lax at the moment on things that need to get done. However, I guess we should start making our trek down to the lower recesses of the dungeon, I guess. So we'll go dig stairs down. And we're just going to go, like, down 3. We're going to keep just going in that direction, hoping that we get there. And every couple episodes, what we'll do is we'll add, like, 5 more layers. And eventually we'll be down at the -50. We'll get ourselves some iron, and I don't know if the wiki is correct. I seem to remember iron being a little bit higher up, like at the -20. But what do I know about... Oh, it looks like we've got ourselves a cavern. So let's go ahead and cancel all those jobs. And then we'll take a look and figure out, with the mining tool right here, if we need to divert all of our... So there's a cavern right there. Well, it might be that that's just made of sapphire or something right there, and there's nothing we can do about it. Let's get these mined out too, just to the minimum, just to like, right there, just little 5x5s. And those 5x5s will ensure that we can put in a torch really fast, and everything will be okay. And I may have canceled my stairs down job right there. But I don't want anybody staring down right now. I want them staring at the work ahead. That's the only thing they should be working on. I'm going to go with... Let's build those torches before I forget. So we'll throw a torch into the corner of each one of these little areas, so that we don't end up with skeletons or, God forbid, zombies. That would be even worse. Zombies are terrible in this game. So if you've never faced zombies, they actually do start like a zombie apocalypse in the middle of your society, and it can very rapidly destroy you. Like, to an absurd extent. It's really, really bad how fast the virus travels. It can, I've never had zombies wipe out my society personally, but I have lost 3 to 4 zombies before, or I'm sorry, I've lost 3 to 4 characters to zombies before my guards could actually handle the issue, and it gets nasty. It gets really, really nasty, really, really fast. Let's go ahead and finish off building our wall right here. I don't like it because it doesn't look symmetrical, but it's not something that I can do anything about right now, so... It is what it is. We'll just take it. And it's sticking with our theme of not walling in. Obviously, I'm not going to be walling in. I may actually make this into some kind of row where there could be more buildings off this way, or maybe some more farmland. I'm thinking the actual large area where people are going to live is going to be over here. Or maybe we'll just speckle the houses throughout the hills. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's not a whole lot of building space up there, so it could get a little bit odd in trying to orchestrate something like that or make it happen, but... I don't know. I think I'm going to break the episode off right here because we have nothing to do but, like, queued up wall space to be filled. We lost about half of our farmers, which is bad. That's pretty bad as a recap, but we'll recover. We'll be alright. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in Nompton for another episode in which a lot of bad stuff happened. All of it my fault, which is the worst kind of stuff to happen. So anyways, the worst kind of bad stuff. I only care about bad stuff happening when it's other people's fault. When it's my fault, then I feel like this weird sense of duty and... kind of shame. But anyways, I'll see you guys later in the next episode.